just about to start my workout for today, so I hope you will join me for that. And then please stick around because it is Mobility Monday. So that means that immediately following the workout, we're going to be doing our weekly Monday mobility challenge. So I hope you will join me for that as well. All you're going to need to do this workout right along with me is a wall. You'll also be more comfortable with something soft beneath you, so grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If not, a towel may suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So we are starting with a wall sit, which is just what it sounds like. We're sitting in an invisible chair with our back up against the wall. So you're just going to press your back into the wall and then step your feet away from the wall and come down so that you are doing your best to have a 90-degree angle in your hips and a 90-degree angle in your knees. And then we're just going to hold here, okay? It's super tough, so just do your best, but this is the first exercise. So it's like you're sitting in a chair, but with pressing your back up against the wall, and that's it, super simple. The next exercise is going to be, I'm going to be doing these straddle stretch crunches. I don't know what I'm going to call these yet, but really you can do any ab exercise you want. So I'm going to start scooched all the way to the end of my mat with my booty up against the wall and my legs up straight against the wall like this. Incidentally, if you can find 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to spend in this position, it can be really, really beneficial. So if you've never done just this before, strongly recommend it. Now from here, if you want to keep your legs together, you can just do toe touches. That's fine. You don't even have to use the wall. Again, any ab exercise is fine. I'm going to be doing a straddle split, so I'm just going to allow my legs to kind of fall down the sides of the wall. I'm going to start with my arms up overhead, and then I'm going to sit up and touch the wall, and I'm just going to walk my hands up the wall a few steps until as far as I can go. And then I'll walk them back down, and then bring my arms overhead, return to my starting position. So, reach forward, tap the wall, walk the hands up the wall, walk them back down, and return to the starting position. The third exercise is going to be survivor push-ups. You may know them by another name, but if you follow my workouts regularly, you know them by the name survivor push-ups, because that's what I call them. So it's just a push-up with your feet pressing into the wall, and then we're just going to do kind of like a squat. You're going to lift your hips and push your hips up and back towards the wall. Now the tricky thing with this is to really keep the bottoms of your feet pressed into the wall the entire time. And of course, you want to make sure you're minding your form on your push-ups. If this push-up variation is too difficult, again, you don't need to use the wall. You can do any push-up variation you want from your toes or from your knees. But regardless of which push-up variation you choose, please remember to make sure that your head is in line with your spine. So if you imagine that you are standing with your back up against the wall, and then imagine just lightly pressing the back of your head into the wall. Right there is where you want your head to be, perfectly up and down in line with your spine. And then you want to make sure that your head stays still. So make sure your head's not bobbing up and down as you're doing your push-ups. It should be perfectly in line with your spine the entire time. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. So you want to make sure you're pressing the ground away from you. What we're trying to avoid is this thing where you kind of sink down into your shoulders. So spread out all 10 fingers, press the ground away from you, shoulders are away from the ears, and then make sure that your back is flat. So you do not want to allow your hips or your belly to kind of droop down towards the mat like this. Use your ab muscles to lift your hips up high and keep them lifted high. So if you imagine someone's about to come along and punch you in the stomach, think about how you would brace for that impact. That's how tight you want your ab muscles to be. So make sure your body is in one perfectly straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders. And then you're going to bend your elbows and lower your chest as close to the mat as you can without breaking that straight line. And the entire time, you want to have your foot, or your feet, both feet, pressing into the wall, all right? So the temptation is going to be, watch my heels, the temptation is going to be to allow your heels to come off the wall like that.
you want to work against that. So you want to really press your feet into the wall the whole time so that your heels don't come off of the wall. The entire bottom of your shoe should be pressing into the wall the entire time. All right, so like I said, it's a difficult push-up variation. Just do your best, but you're going to do your push-up with your feet pressing into the wall. And then you're going to lift your hips up and back, almost like you're doing a squat. Still pressing your feet into the wall, so lifting the hips up and pushing them back, like you're trying to touch the wall with your booty. All right, and again, you're pressing the ground away from you, so you want your back flat in this position. And that's 1 rep, all right? So push up and push the hips up and back towards the wall. All right, that's a survivor push-up. That's our 3rd exercise. But again, if that's too difficult, choose any push-up variation you want. And for the next exercise, you can choose any burpee variation you want, because essentially this is just a burpee, a half burpee. I'm not including a push-up. And when I jump my feet back, instead of jumping into a plank position on the ground, I'm going to jump my feet up onto the wall. I'm going to come down and place my hands on the mat in front of me. And then instead of jumping my feet straight back so that I'm in a plank position, I'm going to jump them back and up onto the wall. And then back down. And then I'm going to jump. Okay? Super simple, but super tough. So hands down, jump the feet up onto the wall, jump them back down, and jump up. So any burpee variation you want to do will work, but I'm incorporating the wall today, so I wanted to do that burpee variation. And then the 5th and final exercise, instead of jumping my feet up onto the wall, I'm going to be walking them up onto the wall. So it's almost like a combination of the survivor push-ups and the half burpees. I'm going to be starting down here in my plank position with my feet pressed into the wall. And then from here, I'm going to walk my feet, so 1 foot at a time, up until I'm up here in this, incline plank position. And then I'm going to walk my feet back down the wall and return to my starting position. All right, I'm going to do my best to initiate the movement with the opposite foot each time. So with my next rep, I will initiate, I'll take the first step with the other foot. But that's it. Again, it's a super simple exercise, but it's super tough. You saw my foot slip down the wall there. So you have to really, really be working hard to press your feet into the wall, and you have to be really mindful, really intentional with your movement. So it takes a lot of upper body strength, a ton of core strength, and also it takes a lot of focus to make sure that you're really being deliberate and like focusing on the movement. So again, it's a tough exercise. Just do your best. We're not doing that many reps of that exercise, if that helps. But that's it. That's all 5 exercises. I am also going to be doing jump rope. So I have Rude Becca with me today. Rude Becca is my adorable black jump rope with the cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code RudeBecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. If you do not have a jump rope, that's fine. You can either eliminate the jump rope section altogether if you just do those 5 exercises with me, the way I'm doing them, and then when I get to jump rope, just do your bonus burpee and then skip ahead to the cool down and get your do the mobility challenge with me. And then don't forget to stretch before you have your shower and eat some lunch and get on with the rest of your day. But if you would like to incorporate jump rope, get your jump rope ready. We're using it today. If you don't have a jump rope but you want to do the additional cardio, it's fine. You can just pantomime jumping rope, or you can jog in place. You can do high knees, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, any type of cardio exercise you want. But that's it. That is all we are doing today. So here's the format. I have my timer set for 10-second rest intervals and 50-second work intervals. And I don't have it set for a specific number of rounds. It's just going to count those intervals for me indefinitely. I don't know how long this workout is going to take me. So this is how it's going to work. We are doing 5 minutes of our wall sit. 10 seconds rest, 50 seconds of work. So 5 minutes total, but each minute we're resting for 10 seconds. And then as soon as we have completed those 5 intervals of wall sit, we're going to move on to the second exercise, which is our ab exercise. And we're doing 40 reps of our ab exercise. But again, we're on 10-second rest intervals and 50-second work intervals. So however many intervals it takes to complete those 40 reps is how many it's going to take. Then we're going to move on to our third exercise, which is survivor push-ups or whatever push-up variation you're doing. 30 reps, 10 seconds rest, 50 seconds of work. All right, so we're working our way through this. It's kind of a reverse pyramid. Usually when we do a pyramid workout, we start at the bottom of the pyramid, we climb to the top of the pyramid, and then we work our way back down. We're inverting that today. So we're starting with 5 minutes of wall sit. Then we're doing 40 reps of abs, 30 reps of push-ups, then 20 burpees and 10 wall walks. Okay, so now we've gone down to the point, the bottom of our reverse pyramid. Now we're gonna come back up. So we're gonna do the entire thing in reverse. We're not repeating the wall walks. We're just doing those once. So after we've completed our 10 reps of wall walks, then we're going to go back to our burpees. So 20 burpees, then 30 push-ups, then 40 reps of abs, and then to finish, we'll do another 5 minutes of our wall sit. Then with the timer still going, that's 9 exercises. My OCD can't handle a list of 9 exercises. So for that 10th slot, I'm doing jump rope. I'm going to do a total of 1,000 revolutions of the jump rope, 10 seconds rest, 50 seconds on. So however many intervals that takes me, that is how I'm completing the workout. So you can, if it doesn't bother you to do 9 exercises and have that be your workout, then you can just eliminate the jump rope section. You could also just use your bonus burpee, kind of plug that into that, 10th slot, if that helps. I don't know, I assume everyone has OCD like I do, but the point is that if you want to include the cardio, any type of moderate pace cardio will do. If you don't want to include the cardio and it doesn't bother you to do 9 exercises for your workout, then just do those 9 exercises with me. And then again, use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the cool down, and then we can do the mobility challenge together, and then you can just take a few minutes to stretch, and that's it, you're done. So hopefully that is all clear. Remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format and how it all fits together, how you can modify it, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises correctly, or if you need help with beginner modifications, I'm right here to help, so please just ask. It's really important that you understand the movement, you understand what you're asking your body to do before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And you guys know it's also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to please remember to go at your own pace and do not sacrifice your form for speed. If you find that you're racing through the reps because you're just trying to complete them as quickly as possible, but your form starts to suffer, you need to slow down. It's always better to do your reps slower and with correct form than it is to race through them quickly and let your form get sloppy. It's safer and it's more effective. So make sure that you are working to your own level. Don't push your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do. Modify the exercises as needed, rest as needed, and just please be smart, be safe, listen to your body, use your common sense, and make the decision that is best for you. I hope I've covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and start this workout, grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If not, maybe a towel. Make sure you're next to a nice, strong, sturdy, stable wall like this one. And then you can pause the video, go get dressed. We'll start with a quick 5-minute warm up, and then we'll go ahead and get right into the workout. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm up. So you're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. You're going to place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure that you're not actively pulling your head down towards your shoulder. You're just resting your arm there. Your arm should be completely relaxed. You're just allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck. Now let's switch sides. So allowing your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Your arm is relaxed, your shoulder is relaxed. It's just allowing the weight of your arm to stretch the other side of your neck. Now for some head rolls, so you're going to begin by allowing your chin to fall towards your chest and then towards the other shoulder and then back. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, just start feeling your head get heavier and heavier. Expanding your range of motion, allowing your entire torso now to just kind of fall in front of you. And now we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So just rolling your shoulders to the back. Explore your full range of motion here. Next, we're going to do some arm circles. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to stand to do these. It's hard to get my camera in the right place. I guess I'll just do them to the side. So extend your arms out to the side, and we're going to start by making small circles. But then gradually, as the interval progresses, I'm making my circles bigger and bigger until finally I'm exploring my full range of motion, making my circles as big as I can. All right, now, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend the knees. And sweep your hands down in front of you. As you straighten the legs, you're reaching up as high as you can. And each time you bend your knees, you're expanding your range of motion a little bit more. Now keep your feet right where they are. We're going to lunge side to side. If you want, you can add the arms. I can't really because of the wall. But if you want, with each lunge, that's what we usually do for our warm-up, just to get those shoulders warmed up a little bit, is to kind of reach across your body with each lunge like you're throwing your arm across the room. Now bring your feet together. We're just going to march in place, starting with the knees low, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're really driving those knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Now we're just going to jog in place. Same thing, knees low to start. But gradually as the interval progresses, driving my knees up higher and higher towards my chest until finally I'm driving those knees up as high as I can. And now booty kicks. So now with each step, I'm bringing my foot behind me, trying to kick myself in the booty with my heel. Now for this next one, if you struggle with balance, just hold on to the wall or a chair for support. If not, you can have your hands on your hips. You're going to transfer your weight into one foot, pick up the other leg, and just swing the leg front and back. So if it helps to hold on to the wall for balance, you can do that. Nice and loose. I usually have my hands on my hips, but holding onto the wall allows me to really expand my range of motion. I like that. So now other side, transfer your weight into the other foot. Pick up the opposite foot and just swing the leg front and back. You can start low. And then gradually start expanding your range of motion, swinging that leg higher and higher if you can. Now transfer the weight again. So put this foot down, pick up the other foot, extend the leg out in front of you, and then bring the leg around and behind you. Just making a little semicircle. With each semicircle, I'm expanding my range of motion, lifting that leg higher and higher. And for the last two, I'm gonna drive my knee up in front of me and use my hands to guide it around for a hip circle, other side. So extend the leg out in front and just make a semicircle. Bringing the leg around and behind you. I'm trying to stay in the frame as close to that wall as I can. All right, let's do two more. I'm so thrown off by the change of scenery. Can I call it that? All right, we're gonna finish with a hamstring stretch. So I'm using the wall to assist me here as well. The reason for that, if you have a wall close to you or a chair or the arm of your sofa, that's our 5 minutes, but we're gonna stay in this hamstring stretch just a little longer because we lost a few seconds.
If you have something like a wall that you can use or a chair to help you getting into this stretch, it just might make it a little bit more accessible, a little bit more comfortable, and a little bit easier, because the point is that for this stretch, in order to isolate your hamstrings more effectively, you want to keep your back as flat as you can. So if you allow your back to round in this stretch, it's fine. You're not going to hurt yourself doing that. But we're here just for a few seconds longer today. You guys know I like this stretch. The backs of my legs are always super tight, so I like to spend a few extra seconds here to give them a chance to loosen up a little bit. But really, we're only here for a few seconds, so in order to really make this stretch as effective as possible and to really isolate the hamstrings, you want to just try to keep your back as flat as you can. All right, so that's it. That's our 5+ minute warm up. So go ahead and grab your exercise mat, and let's go ahead and get right into the workout. All right, so as soon as you're ready, here we go. I am starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. This is a 10-second rest interval. So getting ready to come into your wall sit. All right, here we go. So knees at about a 90-degree angle, and you want your hips at about a 90-degree angle, pressing your back into the wall. And we're just holding here for 50 seconds. So do your best. The goal, of course, is to stay in this position straight through the work interval and not come out of it. But obviously, if you need to come out and rest, come out and rest. The other way so I can't see my timer, and I don't know if that's helpful or harmful for me. I know it hurts. I know it's hard. Okay, rest for 10. We have to do 3 more of those. So just do your best. If you need to rest, come out of it and take a few breaths. Challenge yourself to keep your rest break as short as you can, but it should be as long as you need. Obviously, just do your best. If you have to come out of the pose for a few seconds, you don't have to like make up that time. Like let's say I come out of the pose and rest for 10 seconds. I don't have to like do an extra 10 seconds of wall sit at the end to make up for it. It's just however long you can hold the pose for this 5 minutes. If you have to come out, come out. Just keep your rest break as short as you can. Rest. All right, 3 down, 2 to go. Deep breath. For me, this is kind of like meditative because
can't meditate. I've tried and I can't. But this to me forces me to come close because I have to kind of check out mentally in a way. Otherwise, I'll just be so focused on the pain that it's kind of like, just have to think like mind over matter and let my body do what it's gonna do, but let my mind focus on something else entirely. Oh, I wanna come out so bad. Okay, this is it. All right, we did it. That was fine. So now technically this is our next work interval, but holy cannoli, I need a second. So we're going to lose some time off of this work interval, but that is fine. So next is abs. You can do any ab exercise you want. I'm wanting to utilize the wall. So I'm scooching all the way down to the end of my mat. And I'm bringing my booty straight up against the wall. I'm extending my legs straight. Now remember, you can stay here if you want and just do toe touches. That's fine. I'm going to be doing these straddle, I don't know what I'm calling these yet, but I'm starting in like a straddle split. My arms are extended overhead, and then I'm going to reach forward, tap the wall, and then I'm going to walk my hands up the wall as high as I can, and then walk them back down, and then return to my starting position. So here's our work interval starting right now. So sit up, tap the wall, walk the hands up, walk them back down, and return to your starting position. That's 1, 2, 3. Keep going. 6 for me. We're going to 40. All right, so just do your best. One more. Okay, that's 14 for me, so I'm gonna rest for 10. Picking up my count at 14.
split with me. You don't have to stay there for the rest intervals if you don't want to. It's 33, 24, 25. Gradually my muscles start to loosen up a little bit and I'm able to sink a little deeper into the stretch. That's 32 for me, just 8 more. This is 40. All right, so we are done with abs for now. Next is push-ups. So I'm doing survivor push-ups. You can be doing any push-up variation you want. But if you're doing survivor push-ups with me, you're going to start in a plank position with your feet pressed up against the wall. And now keep pressing your feet up against the wall as you do your push-up. Then you're going to lift your hips up and back. Try to touch the wall with your hips. That's 1 rep. 2. 3. 4 and rest. We're doing 30 of these. We did 5 minutes of wall sit, 40 reps of abs, now 30 push-ups. I know these are tough.
10 more. That's 5. I forgot to put on my gloves. I didn't think it would be an issue since I have my mat here, but my hands are sweating. They're sliding along my mat, and I don't need anything that's going to make this exercise any more difficult than it is. So gloves on. All right, just 5 more reps of this exercise and then we're moving on. So this is our 10-second rest interval. As soon as the work interval starts, you can start on your burpees. I just need a minute, but this is our work interval. So my push-ups are done. Next exercise is burpees. Whatever burpee variation you want to do is fine. I'm going to be kicking my feet up onto the wall. So hands down, and I'm going to jump my feet up and back onto the wall. Jump the feet down and jump up. That's 1 rep. 2, 3. That one's a little sloppy, but I'm counting it. That's good enough for me. 4. 13. 7 more. interval. I just need a minute. All right, so starting the same way we started for our survivor push-ups. Plank position, pressing your feet into the wall. And now just walk up the wall and walk back down. That's 1. 2. 8 more. Totally lost track of my count. I know that was an odd number. So I'm gonna do 3 more. I'm gonna say that was 7. I really don't know if it was or not, but it was at least 7. So let's just do 3 more, and then I'll know I did at least 10. That's 8. Or maybe that was 10, I don't know. But I'm calling this 9. And I'm saying this is 10. All right. So this is our rest interval. Now we're gonna do the whole thing in reverse, except for the wall walks. Those are done. We only have to do those once. We're not repeating those. So the next exercise is burpees. We're gonna do another 20 burpees. So this is our work interval. You should be doing them already if you can. I just need a minute. All right. This is a hard little stretch. Just do your best. All right, I'm gonna start on my burpees. 20 more. That was 17 for me. Just have to do 3 more. But then we're on to something even worse. Push-ups. It's 18. 19, last one. 20. Let's jump ups were weak, but I'm counting them. All right, this is our work interval, so if you're able to get right into push-ups, you should be doing push-ups right now. You can do 1 before time is up. All right, 1 down, 29 to go. Piece of cake. Just do your best. For me, I'm at 8, so let me do 2 more. Okay, that's 10 for me. So I'm a third of the way there. To do another 20 reps. I might see if I can do unbroken sets of 5 from here on out. I don't have time to do 5 unbroken right here, but let's see how far I can get. Do 2 at least. Okay, so that's 12 for me. Trying to get right into my next 3 reps. 13, 14, and 15. Halfway there. Just thinking about sets of 5 right now. That's 20. So I just have to do 2 more sets of 5. It's a lot more manageable to think of it that way, for me anyway, rather than thinking of doing 30 of these because they're so hard. Okay, picking up my count at 20. That's 25. Okay, we made it. Just have to do 5 more reps, and then these are done. And get a little bit of a reprieve. We can do abs and rest our legs and our shoulders for a little while. Okay. 26. 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, those are done. Big one. These are so tough. All right, this is our 10-second rest interval. So as soon as you can, let's get into abs. Climbing back up our pyramid. So we did 30 push-ups, now we're doing 40 reps of our ab exercise. Five. That's 14 for me.
18. Well, now another 17, that's 23. 24. 25. That's 30, just 10 more. That was 39. I just have to do one more. That was 40. My legs get stuck in that straddle split. All right. So now, finishing up with another 5 minutes of wall sit. So just do your best. The first time through doing this, I was able to do all 5 minutes without having to rest during the work interval. I can guarantee you that will not be the case this time around. So just do your best. This is a really good time to focus on breath. Breathing deliberately and visualizing with each breath, sending oxygen to your muscles, especially your quads. And visualize that each time you breathe out, you're breathing out the pain. You're breathing out the fatigue. You're breathing out the discomfort. That's 2.
Just 2 more. I don't know how I'm gonna jump rope after this. It's not gonna be pretty. All right, that was 4. Last interval of wall sit. And then we're done with our upside down pyramid. Oh. Okay, gotta dig deep. All right, we made it. So our pyramid, our upside down pyramid is done. If you are not doing the jump rope section, just do your bonus burpee. That can count as your 10th exercise. And then use the chapter markers to skip ahead to the cool down. Do a quick 5-minute cool down with me, and then remember it's Mobility Monday, so make sure you stick around for the mobility challenge. And then you can take a shower, get some lunch, and get on with the rest of your day. If you are continuing on with me, we've done 9 exercises so far. But my OCD could not handle that, so I needed to add a 10th exercise. So for my 10th exercise, I'm doing jump rope. It's gonna be really tricky jumping rope right here, but I don't wanna have to like move my tripod, and I'm just gonna try to make it work. You can be starting already if you want. That's ideal. But my quads are just shot, and I just don't feel like I can get my feet up and over the rope right now. So I'm needing to take a couple minutes to rest. But we're doing 1,000 revolutions of the jump rope. So I was just kind of like jog in place when I'm jumping rope. You can jump with your feet together if you prefer. It doesn't matter. Do any style of jump rope you want. The only important thing is that we're counting revolutions of the rope. So we're doing 1,000 revolutions with the jump rope. We're gonna stay on 10-second rest intervals and 50-second work intervals. 50-second work intervals are really tough for jump rope, and especially after what we just did to our quads. So just do your best. If you need to pause and rest, pause and rest. I'll probably not be electing to pause and rest. I'll be forced to pause and rest because I'll be tripping over my jump rope most likely. So it'll kind of force me to rest. So if you trip over your jump rope, that's fine. Just take a deep breath. Do your best to kind of leave it behind you. And then just get right back into it. Pick up your count where you left off. Okay, so we're doing 1,000 total revolutions of the jump rope. I guess I'll go ahead and get started with this next work interval. I don't feel like I'm ready. I don't even know if I can complete like any revolutions. All right, here we go.
really tricky jumping rope over here. Can't figure out the best place to start.
because I just need to get this done. You guys know what I look like when I jump rope. This is driving me crazy. My little awning kind of dips down in this spot. I guess I'm kind of on camera a little bit. And my jump rope keeps hitting it. And my legs are already so tired, like I'm already tripping over my jump rope as it is. So this is just complicating things a lot more than I'm interested in right now. So I forget where I am. I know I completed at least 300 and something. I'm just gonna pick up my count at 300.
940. That's 940. Just 60 reps left to go. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1,000. All right, I made it. I got through all 1,000 reps. I wanted to be able to do it over here, so the video wasn't like so ridiculous. But you guys, what can I say? I know the quality of my videos is nothing to write home about. It's just me out here with my iPhone trying to get the best angle that I can, but it's really challenging when I shoot wall workouts. But I think this was a great workout, so what are you gonna do? The video might not be great, but I thought the workout was great. So we are not quite finished yet, as difficult as that was. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go, but first, whenever I do a workout that incorporates jump rope, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope. The bonus burpee is mandatory. You must do your bonus burpee, and your bonus burpee must be the last thing that you do. That really is what completes the workout. But this bonus set of jump rope is completely optional. So if you would like to join me, grab your jump rope. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the rope. So any style of jump rope you want to do is fine, just counting 100 revolutions. If you don't want to join me for the bonus round of jump rope, just cheer me on and hope that I can get through this without tripping over my jump rope. Take a minute to breathe, and then we'll do our bonus burpee together. Hi, so as soon as you're ready, here we go, one final set of 100 with the jump rope. So counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 100. All right, so that's our bonus set of jump rope, and now we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go, final rep of the day. With that, the workout is now officially complete. So let's go ahead and do a quick cool down together. Just get up, shake out the arms, shake out the legs. You want to just keep moving for a few minutes while you allow your breathing to normalize and while you allow your heart rate to come down. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. So just bringing one arm across your body, using the other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is completely relaxed. Make sure your shoulder is completely relaxed so that you can stretch it effectively. Focus on slowing down your breath and focus on just continuing to move around a little bit. So I always just kind of shift my weight from foot to foot. You can shake out the legs, you can pace back and forth, whatever works for you. Get the shoulder on the other side, so bringing the opposite arm across your body, using your other arm to pull it in tight towards your chest.
Making sure your straight arm is completely relaxed, making sure your shoulder is completely relaxed. Make sure you're focusing on your breathing. Shake it out. And the triceps real quickly. So bending one elbow, place your hand on the elbow and just gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Make sure that your free hand is completely relaxed and make sure that the fingers are pointing straight down at the ground. So what you're trying to avoid is having this free hand hanging out up here somewhere by your shoulder. You want your fingers to be pointing straight down and then just gently pull that elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. Shake it out. We're going to get the triceps on the other side. Same stretch. So bending the opposite arm. Place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Your free hand is completely relaxed. The fingers are pointing straight down at the ground. Taking long, slow, deep, controlled breaths. Very deliberate with the breathing. We're trying to slow down the breathing, trying to allow our heart rate to come down to normal. So make sure you're not breathing up here. If you're breathing short and shallow, like this, you want to visualize your diaphragm being pulled down. Visualize expanding your rib cage, or don't just visualize it, actually physically expand your rib cage and make as much space as possible. Think about breathing down into your belly button and filling up your entire torso with air. All right, so let's finish up with a quad stretch. If you struggle with balance, you can hold on to the wall or a chair for support. So you're just going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you, and then you can hold on to a wall or something for support if you want, and reach back with the hand on the same side, grab a hold of the top of your foot, and press your foot into your booty cheek. If you don't need to hold on to the wall, you don't have to, in which case you'll reach behind with both hands, grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands, and press your booty cheek, or press your heel into your booty cheek. As you're doing that, make sure that you're tilting your pelvis forward. So think about kind of tucking your booty underneath you and visualize trying to touch your spine with your belly button. Make sure you're continuing to press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine those two elements, you're going to instantly feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscle as you isolate your quad muscles more effectively, but you're also going to feel the stretch continue up into your hip flexor. So let's get the quads on the other side. So bending the opposite leg. Bring the foot behind you, reach back, grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands, and really press your booty cheek. Or why do I can't talk today? Press your heel into your booty cheek, like really actively press it in there. And as you're doing that, remember you're tilting your pelvis forward. So kind of tucking your booty underneath you, sucking that belly button back towards your spine. Make sure you're doing both of those things at the same time. So tilt the pelvis forward and at the same time, really press that heel into your booty cheek. Feel that stretch, intensify in your quad muscle and extend all the way up to your hip flexor. And that's it. That's our little cool down. So just one more time, shake out the arms, shake out the legs, swing the arms a little bit. We worked our shoulders a lot today. Worked our quads like crazy today. That was a really tough workout, but that's it. So if you feel like you are still breathing heavily and your heart rate is still elevated, just take a few more minutes to pace around. You can do a little more light stretching. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do for the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. I'm like off to the side because I'm just trying to avoid this sunbeam here. So anyway, just make sure that you're taking a good 15 or 20 minutes to stretch. If you can do it right now, immediately after the workout, this is going to be the most effective and the most efficient time to get your stretching done because your muscles are nice and warm from the workout. But if you don't have time to do it now, that's fine. It doesn't matter what you do for your stretching routine, and it doesn't matter when during the day you get your stretching done, just as long as you do it. It's very important to make sure that you are taking the time to stretch every day, because it's going to help alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and of course it's going to improve your flexibility. So make sure you're taking the time to stretch. Just if you cannot stretch now and you're going to put off your stretching until later in the day, just remember that your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you're going to need to take a few minutes to warm them back up, the same way we warm up our muscles before beginning the workout. You don't want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles either. Your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable, in order so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. So please, again, be smart, be safe, and take the time to warm up before you begin your stretching routine. But that's it, that's today's workout. And now it is Mobility Monday. I found another mobility challenge on Instagram. I'm going to go grab my phone so that we can watch it and you can see what it looks like, and then we'll go ahead and try it together. All right, so I'm watching the reel right now. Let me show you what I'm looking at. We'll watch it together a few times so that you understand the movement. All right, have you tried this wall lunge mobility challenge? No, Igor, we have not tried it yet, but we're about to. So you can see that he's just facing the wall. Let's watch it again. And with his legs, all he's doing is what I call pivot lunges. This is an exercise that we do kind of frequently. We did it, I think, just last week. So he's just pivoting his feet to face in one direction and then coming down into a lunge. Now, with his arms, I believe that the challenge is that his hands have to be in contact with the wall the entire time. Let's watch it one more time. So as he lunges to his right, his left arm is coming up and over and then extending out over his right knee. And then as he straightens his right leg, his left arm is coming underneath him, up and around. All right, so that's it. I think that with this one, it's testing shoulder mobility, spinal mobility as well. My spinal mobility is pretty good, but I'm lacking in shoulder mobility. So this one might be really challenging for me. I'm not sure. We'll find out, but hopefully that is clear. We'll walk through it slowly once together just to make sure that we have the movement down. But let's go ahead and give this a shot and see what happens. All right, so we are starting facing the wall. You want your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Extend your arms out to the side and place your hands on the wall. The goal is to keep both hands in constant contact with the wall. So now from here, we're going to kind of pivot these, the toes of this foot to the side. So I'm picking up my toes and pivoting on my heel. And then with this foot, I'm going to pick up the heel and pivot on the toes, so that I can sink down into my lunge with my toes facing this way. So as I'm doing that, I'm bringing my opposite hand underneath, and this hand is going to come up and over as I sink down into my lunge. Now the goal is to come all the way down into the lunge, tap that back knee down, and he had his both arms, I think, extended out to the side like this. And now we're going to reverse the movement. So I'm going to bring this hand up and over. This hand is going to come underneath. I'm going to straighten the legs, keeping my hands in constant contact with the wall. Pivot the toes so that they're facing forward again. And now continue in that same motion. So we're going to pivot the opposite way. So picking up this heel, pivoting on the ball of my foot, and then pivoting this foot to face the opposite direction, bending both knees, coming down into my lunge. I'm going to tap that back knee to the ground, arms end up extended out to the side, and now straightening the legs, bringing the arms back to the side and pivoting the feet so that I'm facing the wall again, and that's it. I think we did it. Obviously that one was really slow because I was kind of talking us through it, but I'm gonna count it because I think I got it. I was successful. My hands were in constant contact with the wall, and I ended up in the right position. I ended up in my full lunge position with my back knee on the ground and my arms extended out to the side. So I'm gonna say that was a success. I'm also gonna say I need to adjust my phone one more time. Okay, I think that's better. All right, so if you were not successful that first attempt, that's fine. We're still kind of getting the movement in our bodies. So remember, as always, with our weekly Monday mobility challenges, warped wall rules. So that means we get 3 chances. If you were not successful on the first attempt, you get 2 more tries to get it right. So now that we kind of understand the movement a little better, let's see if we can kind of pick up the pace and work on making it flow a little more. But as soon as you're ready, let's go ahead and try our second attempt. So we're going to turn around and face the wall. You're going to start with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Extend your arms out to the side. Hands are touching the wall, and from here on out, your hands are going to stay in constant contact with the wall. Now pivot the toes and come down into your lunge as you come up and over with your arms. Your goal is to end up in this lunge position with your knee flat on the ground and your arms extended out to the side. And now we're going to reverse the movement, straightening the legs, bringing the arms up and over. Return to your starting position and then keep going with your arms. Pivot your toes to face the other direction. Come down into your lunge, extended with arms extended out to the side, and now straighten the leg. And pivot to face the wall again. And I think we got it. How did it feel that time? Hopefully you've gotten it that second time. If not, we get 1 more chance. When you're ready, let's go ahead and try attempt number 3 together. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Facing the wall to begin. Make sure your feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. Extend your arms out to the side with your hands pressing into the wall. Now your hands are going to stay in constant contact with the wall. You're going to pivot to the side and come down into your lunge. And if you do that, you're rotating your arms around, ending up in your lunge with your arms extended out to the side. Now reverse the movement. So straighten the legs, arms come around, return to your starting position, and now keep going with the arms. Pivot your toes to face the opposite direction. Come down into your lunge. Knee taps to the ground, arms extended out to the side, and now we just have to straighten the legs. Bring the arms back up and over. Make sure those hands are in constant contact with the wall. Pivot so that you're facing the wall again, and that's it. We did it. So that was kind of a fun one. Shoulder mobility is not my strength, so I was thinking that this one was going to be really, really difficult for me, but I actually found it pretty easy, so I'm pleasantly surprised by that. Let me know how you did with it. Let me know if you were successful, but I was able to complete this mobility challenge. So that is another successful Monday mobility challenge in the books for me. Let me know how you did with it. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately, and even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of today's workout, because it was a little bit different than what we normally do, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need help with beginner modifications, please remember that I'm always right here to answer questions, so don't hesitate to reach out if you need help. That is going to do it for today, but before I say goodbye, I have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way until the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.